For me as a spiritualist, Truly Madly Deeply is exactly the kind of film that I enjoy, and I really needed this to be good. Not just because the narrative itself sounded like it would be something I love, but because Alan Rickman is in it, and I didn't want to dislike a film that he was in. So I'm really pleased to say that this film is just beautiful. And I'm not the only person who thinks that, because it's got 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, which is a really, really good rating, particularly for this kind of film. I feel like very spiritual, almost ethereal-based films will either go one way or the other. They'll either be really well received, or people will just not like them at all. And thankfully, this one's very well received. So it's written and directed by Anthony Minghella and stars Juliet Stevenson and Alan Rickman. And the description from IMDb sums it up very nicely while being very enticing, and definitely was one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this. And this is as follows. A woman dealing with inconsolable grief over the death of her partner gets another chance when he returns to Earth as a ghost. The poster art describes this as the thinking person's ghost. And I think that's a pretty reasonable way to describe it. If you like films like Ghost, or the brilliant Carrie Fisher film She's Back, where, or just like Heaven as well, that's one I discussed recently. I think it's kind of very similar insofar as we have a spirit interacting with a human, but we have some romantic elements in this as well. It's something that you will really thoroughly enjoy. And I don't want to spoil too much about what actually happens with the intricacies of the narrative, but it is very moving, very emotional, very compelling, and quite funny as well. We have some other characters brought in who are no longer living, shall we say, and they add quite a bit of comedy that I wasn't expecting. I thought this would be a really emotional film like Ghost, but it's actually got quite a bit of dry humour in it, and I really appreciate that, because they could have done this as a very, I guess, dry drama where there was no real humour or fear factor. Obviously, it's not a scary ghost film, if you like. They could have taken it a different direction. They didn't. They kept that dry humour in there, and I really thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of this film from start to finish. If you like spiritual films, or films that kind of incorporate the afterlife on Earth, unquestionably, Truly Madly Deeply is one that you will absolutely adore. Also, I challenge you to watch this and not sing the song Truly Madly Deeply by the end of it. It's beautiful, it's fabulous. If I had to recommend just one film today I will recommend Truly Madly Deeply. It's beautiful.